want to be the wizard.
Yeah.
I'll be the tank. Although I've never played a fighter before.
But he'll I think he'll
Before they start.
he'll hopefully hook us up with the differences.
So we need to name, and then do we fill out anything on this, or?
Most of the heavy lifting's been done, so if you can come up with a cool name and a concept for your character, where he's been, what he's done, that's probably enough. If there's, if you have any questions about the character, of course, I will be happy to explain.
Wizard, you channel arcane forces to exert control that hinders foes or blast them into oblivion. Magic is your art form.
I think when you say oblivion, you're supposed to say oblivion.
I think that. All right.
That's been
write my name on it.
That's been my experience. Yeah, he's got some pens over there.
Are we recording now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's some pencils for you.
As a dwarf, you said yours said as a mage.
Yeah.
See, mine's
Well,
going
no, I
in.
also
Now
have-
it's your character name.
As a human, you are decisive and rash.
Oh, okay.
You are nothing if not adaptable.
As a dwarf, you share many qualities with the earth and rock of your mountain home. You are strong, hardy, and dependable. So, like, if you need a ride to the airport,
This dwarf has got my back.
I will
No matter
always.
what time of day?
Yeah, we're taking the long route
What season?
through the mountain.
So you're playing the human wizard. You've got the half elf.
Right.
You've got the dwarf. So
Do we need a first and a last name?
It's up to you.
Up to you.
Maybe because it's like if you just put one name on there, it's like you're all mysterious.
Like Cher.
Right, or Sting, you know.
All right.
So the idea behind 4th edition, like previous editions of D&D, is you guys are a group of adventurers who've been working together.
Professionally.
You battle monsters, you acquire treasure, you gain levels. You basically complete quests, sometimes personal quests, sometimes group quests. When you kill monsters and complete missions, you get experience points, and that's what gets you up in levels. And the longer you play, sort of the greater the rewards. I'm running 2 4th edition campaigns right now with 2 different groups, and they're about level 6 now, and we just started playing, I guess, maybe 6 months ago. So they've climbed pretty quickly. You guys, since your first level, you probably haven't been together as a group very long.
We just formed a corporation.
Yes, essentially. You haven't thought of your adventuring band name yet.
It seems like that's important. It seems like we should have a band name.
A group name?
Absolutely. Well, it's like well, you know how it is. It's like when we put out the public ads where it's like you tear the number off the bottom. Like we need to sort of say what our general. It's like Hedges, you know. But our line is really more sort of null based, you know. I still need a name. Did you choose a name?
Yeah.
What is your name?
I'm Jim Dark Magic.
Yo, come, Jim. Dark Magic.
What?
What? Why don't you just name yourself Chet Awesome Laser?
Okay.
No.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
no, that's good too.
I'm from the New Hampshire Dark Magic. It's a long line.
Eastern.
It's a very renowned family of magicians.
What was your name again? Jim
Dark Magic.
I gotcha.
Yeah, listen,
Seriously, you've never heard of the Dark Magic family?
No. But
we're kind of a big deal.
in the Dark Magics.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm gonna need to make a name that is twice as ridiculous just to make up for Jim. There's gonna have to be like 5 X's.
There's nothing wrong with Jim.
Jim is good. Is it short for something?
Jimmy.
James.
James Dark Magic the Third.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so half-elf cleric.
Would you rather be Jim Fell Magic? Would that be better?
I think Fell is a step up.
All right, fine. We'll change it to
No,
Fell Magic.
I like it now. You have to hold
No, it's got to be Dark Magic.
It's what?
You got to stick with Dark Magic
Okay.
now.
No, stick to your guns or wands or whatever.
You can call me James.
So you're playing the cleric, right?
Yes, I am.
And who's your deity? Who do you revere?
He doesn't believe in God.
Is it possible? Can you have an atheist cleric? I guess not.
Not really. You do have to sort of choose one patron. I'm not sure if it's on your character sheet.
Well, I like to.
There are many fine choices to choose from.
I like to shop around when it comes to gods.
You could worship Avandra. She is the god of change, freedom, trade, travel, adventure. You could worship Bahamut. You know Bahamut.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy fans.
Yes, the dragon god of justice and protection. There's Coralon, who is traditionally envisioned as an elven deity, but anybody can worship him. He's the god of the arts and arcane magic.
Hmm.
God Erathis, she is the goddess of civilization and law.
Does each god confer different powers to him?
In a manner of speaking, yes. It sort of adds a flavor to your cleric, both mechanically as well as...
What's the difference between a cleric and a paladin? Because it looks
Paladin
like, this guy looks
is...
like a paladin.
They're both divine characters, but the paladin is a slightly more military bent, more into getting in your grill with a sword and beating you senseless, sort of taste my justice kind of thing.
Okay.
As opposed to the cleric, who is sort of a party leader type who coordinates battles, he buffs and heals his buddies, and also steps up when he needs to. But he's not necessarily the frontline guy drawing all the aggro.
So he's sort of somewhere between a priest and a paladin?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You could worship Melora. She is the god of the wilderness and the sea.
No.
Cord is the storm god and the lord of battle.
I like that.
Seems like a good
Cord seems like a good one, but let's roll it back to Avandra.
All right.
What were those spheres again?
She is the god of change, delights in freedom, trade, travel, adventure, and the frontier.
See, that sounds like exactly
Her
the sort of
commandments
thing.
are luck favors the bold.
Mm-hmm.
Take your fate into your own hands, and she will smile upon you. Strike back at those who would rob you of your freedom, and urge others to fight for their freedom. And change is inevitable, but it takes the work of the faithful to ensure that change is for the better.
Yeah, see, it's the trade thing that I like because I sort of see I'm sort of hooked on the idea of the company, and so he's sort of like the CEO.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a divine element to it.
So her symbol are these sort of three wavy lines.
Okay.
What's your name, Scott?
Maynard Shorty Pants.
Are you being in front of me?
No.
I'm short.
It's I chose Binwin Bronze Bottom. Sorry, I wanted an alliteration. It sounded dwarfy.
No. Listen, if you don't, you lose abilities if you are a dwarf and don't alliterate.
Yeah. Well, Binwin is a D&D name I've used for a long time. And then I chose Bronze Bottom because they always have like compound words, but I wanted to put butt in there somewhere.
I like it.
But I wanted to have an old school butt, so I went with bottom.
Bronze Bottom.
Yeah. It's a sturdy bottom.
He chuckled at it. I don't know if he likes it or dislikes it.
I'm sold.
That's the type of name that might end up in, say, a D&D product one day.
Pinwin Bronze Bottom.
Dark Magic won't?
Well, let
maybe
me write that down.
I should have gone with Spell Magic.
No, you got a call from Blizzard. Fell is our word for dark magic. Because it's fallen.
I could have
Fell.
Jim Fell Dark.
Fell dark magic. Bad.
Jim Dark Fell.
No,
Jim Dark fell bad.
Your
Ominous.
first name should be Fell. Fell Dark Jim. I mean, I would turn it around.
Yeah. Or Fell Dark Evil.
How about Ominous Dark Fell bad?
You can call me Omni.
Omnimix.
So the D&D world is a very dark place. It's sort of like... think of it as points of light in the darkness, that there are these places of safety and sanctuary, and all of these dark places in between that the brave wander, and some of them even come back from these places. You are of a mind to go into these dark places, either to explore or to complete the tasks that the common folk would never think to do. Some would call you foolish, some would call you daring.
Left favors the bold, that's what my god always says.
What's your name?
Omen Dran.
Omen Dran?
But it's like O-M-I-N, not like the word.
And is Dran the last name?
Dran.
Yeah, it's short for something. I haven't figured out what it's short for yet.
Okay.
Don't worry, that's what adventuring's all about.
Right.
Dun-dun-dun.
Yes, you don't have to solve
Maybe
your
we'll find a
character.
phone book
You don't have to
in
solve
the
your character
crypt.
right off the bat. You want your character to sort of grow and develop, and you'll start to build relationships
Right, and you'll start to add
and add
consonants and vowels.
I've
Yes,
never done this
apostrophes.
Yeah.
I've never done this. Do we have to speak in accents?
No.
Okay.
No. Every
fact,
group is really different as far
Yes.
as what is accepted on that.
Some players prefer to speak of their characters in the third person.
I tell him.
Jim does this, Jim does that.
Okay.
Or my character does this, my character does that.
Okay.
Others prefer to get into the first person and say,
I
I
do
do this, I do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like Yaz.
Yeah.
Well, we play with a guy in. We always refer to ourselves as our characters, say in WoW, but he always tells us about his character like in the third person, even though he's playing as the character. So I mean, everybody has a different relationship to their guy.
Right.
I feel pretty close to Jim. I think
Already?
I think I am Jim already. Yeah.
Listen, I think you need to make mention of the dark magic plan.
Hey.
And like always trying to get advantage based on your lineage. I don't know, maybe you haven't heard.
That might be a disadvantage to us, by the way. If we walk into town, they might know what kind of magic you're using.
Dark magic?
Yeah.
But maybe it's not dark magic. Maybe that's there to throw people off
I
the
see.
trail.
It's just your name.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
I just want you guys to know, I was a DM once in my life, and my adventure was that the adventurers were brought into a town to stop a wizard that was attacking it, and it turned out that the king had hired the wizard to attack the town so he could raise taxes. So if a wizard's attacking a town, we know it could be...
You've been there before?
Yes.
Yeah, I've done it. All right, I think we're ready to roll.
Excellent.
So it's fresh. The articles of incorporation have just been signed. We put it together. We're ready to.
What's our company name?
We need a company name, don't we?
Well, we should put your god's name in it. What's your god's name again?
Avandra.
Avandra is good, but this is. I mean, we have her endorsement, but I think that this is a more mercenary endeavor. So it has to be something that communicates some of our services, but also is inviting to the person who is looking at the advertisement.
Kill and Gold Incorporated.
Let's see. That's brazen.
Oh.
And I'm looking for something that has a little more.
Well, because I thought we like to kill and we like gold, and we are incorporated.
Well, we are incorporated. I don't mind incorporated.
Do our characters need motivation?
The adventure may provide some of that once you sort of realize what you're up to.
Okay.
You may have some other motivations on the side that
I've got some
that
motivation
you know about.
that you guys don't know about yet.
Yes. As a wizard, you're
mysterious.
you're an arcane character, and your powers come from the arcane power source, essentially, which is a little bit different flavored from the cleric's divine power or the fighter's martial power. Your powers feel very magical, and wizards generally like to acquire new staffs and wands and orbs because they can use basically magical stuff. They also like to collect rituals. Eventually, when you're high enough level, you'll be able to cast rituals that let you do all kinds of crazy things above and beyond what you can do in combat.
Okay.
Your life is measured in your hit points. And there's a blank.
Is that on my sheet here somewhere?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay, 23.
When you run out of those, you fall down.
Okay. Do I die?
Not
Not right away.
Okay.
What happens when you fall down, when you drop to 0 or negative numbers, essentially, is you make rolls to see whether or not you can get back up or whether or not you get worse. Or whether or not you sort of stay status quo. Once you fall down, you sort of have to rely on your friends to come to your aid, and they can do things to heal you. You've got a cleric with you. That's a great asset. So he can bring you back up.
I can bring you back up, but you're not. If you die, we're in trouble.
Yeah, if you die, yeah, they're going to be.
So imagine that you have an area of hit points below your actual hit points.
Okay.
That is like unconsciousness, and we need to catch you in that phase.
But that number of hit points is sort of ambiguous.
Nope, it's
set.
It is set.
Oh, okay.
And let me take you down to the line underneath your hit points there, which says bloodied. That's half of your hit points. When you are bloodied, when you're down to half or fewer,
I've had the crap kicked out of me.
yeah, you're looking a little messed up. Usually that doesn't mean anything as far as your combat capabilities, although there are some monsters in the game that are particularly good or have powers that trigger against bloodied enemies. And so you're always advised to be cautious.
And also, they may have new abilities. I read about this. They might have new abilities. When we get them down to half,
yes,
they might have new shit that they do.
Right. For instance, there are monsters in the game that become more potent once they're bloodied. They sort of fly into a rage.
That makes sense.
Orcs are in that category. And once you start getting down low on hit points, you can boost yourself back up. Every character has some ability to heal himself or herself.
I have healing surge.
That's it. You have a certain number of those per day.
5.
Right. Every time you spend one of those during an adventure, that total drops down for the day. And
is that like today, or will
today.
our adventure take multiple days?
Your adventure could take many days, but your healing surges will go up to full at the start of each new day.
Each new real life day?
Each new game day.
Each new
Game day. If he says you sleep, then
New day.
you go
exactly.
fact.
Oh, okay.
If you decide that you've been going through the dungeon long enough and you've had the crap kicked out of you and you want to go back to town to rest and recuperate, then it'll be basically a new day when you resume.
I'll get 5 more healing surges.
All your healing surges will go back up to full.
Okay.
When you spend a healing surge, you get a number of points back per day. So you see you've got two things there, healing surge and then healing surges per day, I think it says, or surge per day.
Healing surges 5, surges per day 7.
Okay. So you've actually got 7 healing surges. Okay. Whenever you spend one, you get 5 hit points back.
Oh, I see.
You get a quarter of your hit points back.
I see.
Yeah.
During any given encounter, a character can spend what's called his second wind. That's the sort of game term. When you use your second wind, you're spending a healing surge. Basically, you're getting back your 5 hit points or your...
and you can do that once per encounter?
Once per encounter.
So that's a battle.
Yeah. Okay. In every battle, you can use a healing surge basically once. But you've got a cleric, you don't have the paladin, but there are other classes that can give you more healing surges. And that's sort of...
can heal?
Yeah. I can heal and I can kick off your healing surges.
Exactly. Okay. So let's say you've already spent your healing surge in an encounter that's particularly brutal and bloody. The cleric can say, I am going to use my healing word power to let you spend another one of your healing surges, and you get back another 5 hit points.
Okay.
I'm no mathematician. I have 31 hit points.
Yes.
I have 7 hit points per healing surge and 12 surges per day.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough character.
I've beaten your system, sir, because I'm going to spend all 12 surges and bump. That's 84 hit points. And that's more than I started with. System
you can
beat.
Never go over your maximum.
Oh, son of a gun.
Oh, he took your shit apart.
Fuck.
All right.
Thought I had it beat.
All right. Well, I'm ready. I've formed the articles. Acquisitions Incorporated. I feel like it's very tasteful. It's going to appeal to multiple levels of society as long as they know what the word acquisitions means.
It's abbreviated AC Inc.
So where
it could be.
We meet at an inn.
Or maybe at our corporate headquarters, which is the inn.
The adventure is sort of taking place around a small village, a fortified village called Winterhaven. This place is one of those very, very faint points of light in the darkness I was talking about. And they've been having a lot of problems of late.
So it's an opportunity to build some PR, basically.
Absolutely. You guys want a reputation? Here's a great place to build one. And Winterhaven is remote enough, but it's on a trade road, so it does have some stuff going on there. But there's a lot of trouble around there, and they've been having it for a long time. And actually, we're going to sort of jump in the middle of things here and say that you've already had a few encounters with some of the local wildlife.
Okay, so when you say wildlife, do you mean animals or do you mean horrible monsters?
I mean goblins and kobolds and other monsters. And you've been basically beating them back and cleaning out the surrounding territory from these horrid little raiders.
Incursions.
Exactly. And trying to get to the root of the problem of why they're suddenly all stirred up and getting in the Winterhaven people's face.
Exactly. So are we here under a contract from the sort of nominal leadership, or?
You had heard from a trader. You had been elsewhere.
Yeah.
And a trader coming from Winterhaven said, "Oh, there's so much wrong up there. We got to stop. We're not going back there anymore." And you're like, "Oh, we can solve this problem. I'm sure there's money in it."
Yeah.
And so you went up and you started to kick the crap out of a bunch of kobolds and goblins on behalf of the local mayor.
There we go.
And he's sort of taking a shining to you at this point. And you've learned, while kicking the crap out of goblins and kobolds, that they seem to be taking their orders from they were taking their orders from a figure named Irontooth.
Okay, so
you have.
So we know that he has at least one tooth.
Yes.
And that it is made of iron.
Probably.
I'm going to write this down.
Taking notes.
Yeah. Okay. Iron. Okay. Tooth. Okay. I got you. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm good.
And you.
Can I roll to kill Irontooth?
What's that?
Can I roll to see if I kill Irontooth?
You actually haven't had any luck finding him.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, we could get this over with real quick.
I don't know. I'm Jim Dark Magic. Yeah.
Maybe you're not familiar with how the dark magics do things.
Seriously,
we don't fuck around.
Okay, let's do it.
But in your search of the surrounding area, like a few days ago, you saw something that hadn't been mentioned to you when you were in Winterhaven. You were sort of surprised by this. And that is, as you're going through the hill and you reach the top of a hill, you saw the ruins of an old keep up there. And you're like, what's this doing here? Why don't the people in town actually talk about this place?
Does it look like the same construction?
It looks like a very, very old human-constructed keep that literally fell to the ground. It's really nothing more than a ruin with a few walls sticking up here and there.
Fell like fell over, or fell like evil?
It looks like it was attacked sometime in the distant past. And you're like, okay, well, we could check this out now, or we could go back to town and see if they know anything about this place. And when you
I
decided...
want to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going in.
Okay.
Oh, we're not going to... You don't think it might be...
I mean, it's possible that a creature like Irontooth, and you suspect at this point that he might be a particularly tough goblin, maybe a hobgoblin, which is like a
super
bigger goblin.
It's like two goblins standing on top of each other.
You ever heard of a rat king, where the rats are so packed together their tails actually grow together? That's what a hobgoblin is. It's kind of like a rat king.
Well,
Is that a real thing?
You never heard of a rat king?
No.
Yeah, it's in New York all the time. The rat population in urban cities are so great that they have nowhere to go, and they actually grow, they fuse together.
What?
They can't separate. It's called a rat king.
One giant rat?
Well, yeah, they're
That's the most terrifying thing. That's not true.
That's true.
That's like alligators in the sewer.
That's true. Rat king is true. Yes.
Have you ever heard of an alligator king? It's like when a bunch of alligators...
Listen, you can mock the rat king.
Someday he'll come for you.
Here. No, my thinking is that, if we go back and tell them, they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's the keep. And then if we just go and get it, and there's riches, then maybe we just don't go back to Winter Haven.
That's fine with me.
That's my perspective on the situation.
Well, I mean, from a PR perspective...
Jim likes that idea.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not speaking about Jim in the third person. I am Jim speaking about myself in the third person.
So Jim approves.
Yeah, Jim approves.
All right, well, let's move forward.
All right. You're able to explore the ruins thoroughly, and you sort of get a sense that they also like to collect rituals eventually when you're...
We have her endorsement, but I think that this is a more mercenary endeavor. So it has to be something that communicates some of our services, but also is inviting to the person who is looking at the advertisement.
Kill and Gold Incorporated.
Let's see. That's brazen.
Oh,
and I'm looking for something that has a little more.
Because I thought we like to kill. And we like gold. And we are incorporated.
Well, we are incorporated. I don't mind incorporated.
Do our characters need motivation?
The adventure may provide some of that once you sort of realize what you're up to.
Okay.
You may have some other motivations on the side that
I've got some
that
motivations
you know about.
That you guys don't know about yet.
As a wizard,
they're mysterious.
You're an arcane character, and your powers come from the arcane power source, essentially, which is a little bit different flavored from the cleric's divine power or the fighter's martial power. Your powers feel very magical, and wizards generally like to acquire new staffs and wands and orbs because they can use basically magical stuff. They also like to collect rituals. Eventually, when you're high enough level, you'll be able to cast rituals that let you do all kinds of crazy things above and beyond what you can do in combat.
Okay.
Your life is measured in your hit points, and there's a blank.
Is that on my sheet here somewhere?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay, 23.
When you run out of those, you fall down.
Okay. Do I die?
Not right away.
Okay.
What happens when you fall down, when you drop to 0 or negative numbers, essentially, is you make rolls to see whether or not you can get back up or whether or not you get worse. Or whether or not you sort of stay status quo. Once you fall down, you sort of have to rely on your friends to come to your aid, and they can do things to heal you. You've got a cleric with you. That's a great asset. So he can bring you back up.
I can bring you back up, but you're not. If you die, we're in trouble.
Yeah, if you die, yeah, they're going to be.
So imagine that you have an area of hit points below your actual hit points. Okay. That is like unconsciousness. Mm-hmm. And we need to catch you in that phase.
But that number of hit points is sort of ambiguous?
Nope, it's
set.
It is set.
Oh, okay.
And let me take you down to the line underneath your hit points there, which says bloodied. That's half of your hit points. When you are bloodied, when you're down to half or fewer...
I've had the crap kicked out of me.
Yeah, you're looking a little messed up. Usually that doesn't mean anything as far as your combat capabilities, although there are some monsters in the game that are particularly good or have powers that trigger against bloodied enemies. And so you're always advised to be cautious.
And also, they may have new abilities. I read about this. They might have new abilities. When we get them down to half, they might have new shit that they do.
Right. For instance, there are monsters in the game that become more potent once they're bloodied. They sort of fly into a rage.
That makes sense.
Orcs are in that category. And once you start getting down low on hit points, you can boost yourself back up. Every character has some ability to heal himself or herself.
I have Healing Surge.
That's it. You have a certain number of those per day.
5.
Right. Every time you spend one of those during an adventure, that total drops down for the day. And
is that like today, or will our adventure take multiple days?
Your adventure could take many days, but your healing surges will go up to full at the start of each new day.
Each new real life day?
Each
new game day.
Each new game day. If he says you sleep, then
it's a new day.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
If you decide that you've been going through the dungeon long enough and you've had the crap kicked out of you and you want to go back to town to rest and recuperate, then it'll be basically a new day when you resume.
I'll get 5 more healing surges.
All your healing surges will go back up to full.
Okay.
When you spend a healing surge, you get a number of points back per day. So you see you've got 2 things there, healing surge and then healing surges per day, I think it says, or surge per day.
Healing surges 5, surges per day 7.
Okay. So you've actually got 7 healing surges.
Okay.
Whenever you spend one, you get 5 hit points back.
Oh, I see.
You get a quarter of your hit points back.
I see.
Yeah.
During any given encounter, a character can spend what's called his second wind. That's the sort of game term. When you use your second wind, you're spending a healing surge. Basically, you're getting back your 5 hit points or your...
and you can do that once per encounter?
Once per encounter.
So that's a battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
In every battle, you can use a healing surge basically once. But you've got a cleric, you don't have the paladin, but there are other classes that can give you more healing surges. And that's
you can heal?
Yeah. I can heal and I can kick off your healing surges.
Exactly. Okay. So let's say you've already spent your healing surge in an encounter that's particularly brutal and bloody. The cleric can say, I am going to use my healing word power to let you spend another one of your healing surges, and you get back another 5 hit points.
Okay.
I'm no mathematician. I have 31 hit points.
Yes.
I have 7 hit points per healing surge and 12 surges per day.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough character.
I've beaten your system, sir, because I'm going to spend all 12 surges and bump. That's 84 hit points. And that's more than I started with. System
you can never
beat.
go over your maximum.
Oh, son of a gun.
Oh, dude, he took your shit apart.
Fuck.
All right.
Thought I had it beat.
All right. Well, I'm ready. I've formed the articles. Acquisitions Incorporated. I feel like it's very tasteful. It's going to appeal to multiple levels of society as long as they know what the word acquisitions means.
It's abbreviated AC Inc.
So where
yes, it could be.
We meet at an inn.
Or maybe at our corporate headquarters, which is the inn.
The adventure is sort of taking place around a small village, a fortified village called Winterhaven. This place is one of those very, very faint points of light in the darkness I was talking about. And they've been having a lot of problems of late.
So it's an opportunity to build some PR, basically.
Absolutely. You guys want a reputation? Here's a great place to build one. And Winterhaven is remote enough, but it's on a trade road, so it does have some stuff going on there. But there's a lot of trouble around there, and they've been having it for a long time. We're going to sort of jump in the middle of things here and say that you've already had a few encounters with some of the local wildlife.
Okay, so when you say wildlife, do you mean animals or do you mean horrible monsters?
Actually goblins and kobolds and other monsters. And you've been basically beating them back and cleaning out the surrounding territory from these horrid little raiders.
Incursions.
Exactly. And trying to get to the root of the problem of why they're suddenly all stirred up and getting in the Winterhaven people's face.
Exactly. So are we here under a contract from the sort of nominal leadership, or?
You had heard from a trader. You had been elsewhere.
Yeah.
And a trader coming from Winterhaven said, "Oh, there's so much wrong up there. We got to stop. We're not going back there anymore." And you're like, "Oh, we can solve this problem. I'm sure there's money in it."
Yeah.
And so you went up and you started to kick the crap out of a bunch of kobolds and goblins on behalf of the local mayor.
There we go.
And he's sort of taking a shining to you at this point. And you've learned, while kicking the crap out of goblins and kobolds, that they seem to be taking their orders from they were taking their orders from a figure named Irontooth.
Okay, so
you have.
So we know that he has at least one tooth.
Yes.
And that it is made of iron.
Probably.
I'm going to write this down.
Taking notes.
Yeah. Okay. Iron. Okay. Tooth. Okay. I got you. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm good.
And you.
Can I roll to kill Irontooth?
What's that?
Can I roll to see if I kill Irontooth?
You actually haven't had any luck finding him.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, we could get this over with real quick.
I don't know. I'm Jim Dark Magic.
Maybe you're not familiar with how the dark magics do things.
Seriously,
we don't fuck around.
Okay, let's do it.
But in your search of the surrounding area, like a few days ago, you saw something that hadn't been mentioned to you when you were in Winterhaven. You were sort of surprised by this. And that is, as you're going through the hill and you reach the top of a hill, you saw the ruins of an old keep up there. And you're like, what's this doing here? why don't the people in town actually talk about this place?
Does it look like the same construction?
It looks like a very, very old human-constructed keep that literally fell to the ground. It's really nothing more than a ruin with a few walls sticking up here and there.
Fell like fell over or fell like evil?
It looks like it was attacked sometime in the distant past. And you're like, okay, well, we could check this out now, or we could go back to town and see if they know anything about this place. And when you decide...
I want to check it out.
Yeah. We're going in.
Okay.
Oh, we're not going to... You don't think it might be...
I mean, it's possible that a creature like Irontooth, and you suspect at this point that he might be a particularly tough goblin, maybe a hobgoblin, which is like a
super
bigger goblin.
It's like two goblins standing on top of each other.
You ever heard of a rat king, where the rats are so packed together their tails actually grow together? That's what a hobgoblin is. It's kind of like a rat king.
Well,
is that a real thing?
You never heard of a rat king?
No.
Yeah, it's in New York all the time. The rat population in urban cities are so great that they have nowhere to go, and they actually grow, they fuse together.
What?
They can't separate. It's called a rat king.
One giant rat?
Well, yeah, they're
That's the most terrifying thing. That's not true.
That's true.
That's like alligators in the sewer.
That's true. Rat king is true. Yes.
Have you ever heard of an alligator king? It's like when a bunch of alligators...
Listen, you can mock the rat king.
Someday he'll come for you.
Yeah.
You know that.
Here, no, my thinking is that, if we go back and tell them, they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's the keep. And then if we just go and get it, and there's riches, then maybe we just don't go back to Winterhaven.
That's fine with me.
That's my perspective on the situation.
Well, I mean, from a PR perspective...
Jim likes that idea.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not speaking about Jim in the third person. I am Jim speaking about myself in the third person.
So Jim approves.
Yeah, Jim approves.
All right, well, let's move forward.
All right. You're able to explore the ruins thoroughly, and you sort of get a sense that there have been creatures poking around there recently, but the keep itself is in a complete shambles. It kind of looks like this, actually.
Oh, so it's substantial.
Wow.
It's on a fortified. It's in a fortified area. It's high on a hill.
It is, and you're like, why weren't we told about this?
Huh?
What possible reason could the town of Winterhaven have to shield you, Acquisitions Incorporated,
Exactly,
from something so obvious? But there it is, this stark white-walled structure in the night, and you start to poke around the walls, and you discover that there is a shack tucked among these walls inside. It's basically the only
like a basketball
wooden
player
structure
or?
inside the compound that seems to have survived everything else. Any other wooden structure, like what might have been stables or whatever, have basically been reduced to flinders. But when you poke around in there,
I love this guy.
You see a staircase going down into the hill. And you see there are some bones on it.
Jim wants to go in.
Jim says...
Is that Jim saying that, or are you telling...
No, it's like Jim speaks about himself in the third person.
I gotcha.
He has a very high opinion of himself.
Well...
The air is kind of cool, and you sort of hear this owl hooting off in the distance.
Jim is terrified of owls.
I understand.
I wrote that down.
Yeah. And the owl killed Jim's grandmother, actually.
Is this your character development?
Yeah, and so Jim really wants to go downstairs right now.
To escape the owl.
Gina Dark Magic?
Yeah.
It is said that this forest has dire owls.
Dire fell owls.
Like 40 feet wingspan. All right. Well,
I notice how you put me in front since I'm the fighter.
I did move your figurine in front of my figurine, close to the stairs, and I see that Jim Dark Magic.
Jim's taking through. He's keeping an eye on the back door.
In case of owls.
In case of owls.
Those fuckers get caught in your hair.
Yeah.
That's trouble.
Did you know that owls actually eat your teeth? They'll eat the teeth right out of your head.
And then fly away?
And fly away. They don't even care.
Really?
It's true.
Goddamn ivory merchant.
So this is probably a good time to tell you that you all have cool things that you can do in combat. You know, not that you're going to get into a fight or anything.
Right away. Is this the save point? Like, is there a glowing circle?
Afraid not. But at the bottom of your sheet there, you can see your powers kind of start. And some of them are flagged green, some of them red, and some of them black. Green powers are your at-will powers. You can use them as often as you want on your turn. You basically have 3 actions. Attack, move, and then what's called a minor action, which is good for like drawing weapons or drawing a potion or doing all kinds of little incidental things. Most of your powers basically happen as attacks, and your green power, you never run out of those. Your red powers are encounter powers, which means once you use that power in a given encounter, you can't use it again until the next encounter.
Right.
And then the black one is your daily. And once you use that, it's gone for the day. And you won't get that back until you rest.
AKA, save it for Iron Tooth.
Okay.
And, of course, once we get into our first combat, and yeah, you got more on the backside there.
Oh, cool. So on this daily power, if it says miss, you don't expend the use. So if I miss, I didn't technically use it.
Exactly.
That's handy.
Yes. The daily powers are pretty butch. Not only do they do significantly more damage than the other types of powers, but they usually have some effect even if you miss. So you don't feel bad for having kind of shot your wad and gotten nothing out of it.
Awesome.
Now, if we had not used these pre-rolled characters, would we have chosen all these abilities ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And the player's handbook, every class has basically almost like a chapter's worth of space.
Like look.
Just with...
Oh, I see.
Pardon my ignorance, but this isn't even out yet, is it?
No.
Comes out in June.
So yeah, you would choose your outwills, and then as you level up, you choose new powers.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
Or swap out old ones.
Well, that's the thing, is at some point you sort of, with 4th edition, you sort of reach your maximum limit of attack powers, and at particularly high levels, you start to replace your outmoded low-level powers with better ones. So you never have so many choices that you are completely overwhelmed and you don't know what to do in a given encounter. So
this reads very much like a tactics game.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The powers being attack powers, of course, and being the fact that you're sort of playing on a minis battle grid, there is a lot of tactics involved, as you will soon see. You descend the staircase.
Are we gonna fight? What?
You descend the staircase and you see that the bones on the stairs appear to be like small animal bones. And they're
Do any of them have iron teeth? I'm just saying someone should check.
Well, then what I'd like you to do is to make a perception skill check. On the back side of your sheet are your skills, and they're in a table. And perception should be listed in there somewhere. Whenever you're asked to make an attack roll or a skill check or anything like that, you're always sort of rolling the same die, and it's the 20-sided die.
Guys, this is my first time rolling.
For reals?
For real, I've never. I mean, I've like.
I have to tell you, I find it hard to believe that you've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
It's important to roll well. Nerd. It's important to roll well, or you will curse the dice forever.
This is pivotal.
This is my first roll.
I'm here for it. For real, like not playing.
I'm like breaking my dice hymen.
Get it on film, dude.
That's gross. Roll the dice.
What? Why did you ruin it with that? I was asking to take a picture and everything.
The picture's not going to show my hymen.
All right.
In D&D,
what? Should I stop saying hymen?
High rolls are always good.
Okay. So I'm actually rolling because I said I wanted to look and see if they have iron teeth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So you roll,
and my perception is +1.
Yeah, see, that's a good DM right there. You were making a joke, but he's turned that retarded ass joke.
Well, it was a pretty good joke.
I mean, you know, it was pandering to the audience.
So whatever I roll, I'm going to add +1 to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You just figured out.
Oh my God! Your first roll was a 20.
That's cool.
I mean, modified, but still.
Yeah, it's 19
+1 though is 20.
But that's actually an incredible roll.
So I am able to what? Look and see.
You're able to take a look at the bones, and actually you see something. You don't see an iron tooth, but you see something else. You're pretty sure that these scattered bones were kind of left here deliberately, and that they have been gnawed on. That something lives down here, and it basically feeds on animals, and it scatters their bones on these stairs. And you also notice as you're going down the stairs that you're actually stepping on a few of them, and they're making soft crunching noises.
Oh, I see. So they're it's like a alarm system. It's like the old school alarm system. I gotcha. Hey, do you mind if I roll my dungeoneering and
Absolutely.
make a guess at what would set up a trap like this?
You sure can.
What are you doing?
Wow.
He's got the dungeoneering skill. He's going to make a skill check and add his bonus there.
15.
What is dungeon? I don't know. I've never even heard dungeoneering.
The dungeoneering skill is it's a great skill to have.
It means it's not his first time to the rodeo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, for instance, if you want to sort of study a underground chamber to see if there's a secret door there, or, I mean, if, like...
Oh, so he's been in dungeons before. He knows about dungeons.
Or who the dungeon was, who built the dungeon, that kind of information. That's what dungeoneering is all about.
And you rolled a 12?
I did. Plus 3, which is 15.
You know, is this floor safe kind of thing. That's a dungeoneering.
Okay. Right. Or what kinds of creatures that live in underground holes are crafty enough to do shit like this?
So did you succeed?
We'll find out.
We don't know.
Goblins.
Okay.
Definitely goblins.
Yeah, okay. I had a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I would have not even known to do that.
no, I would.
I'm so screwed.
You saw the. Okay, so we saw the bones.
You saw the bones.
I saw the bones, and I was like.
You investigated them.
I investigated them, and I was able to determine that there's some sort of alarm.
Yeah.
They crack when I walk.
Yeah, and then he knew, and meanwhile I'm up front doing nothing.
You're eating a cheeseburger.
I'm something.
A Fellburger.
A Fellburger.
You are like...
You're doing what fighters do. You're waiting for
I'm waiting for something to attack.
Yeah.
Should I swing aimlessly, just in case? Maybe there's something in front of me.
Yeah.
And you're like,
So you
okay,
guys can
I've seen
actually
bones like this before.
Yeah.
These
Exactly.
A goblin ate these bones.
I want a Shatner roll.
At the bottom of the stairs, you see that these the stairs sort of spill into a chamber supported by 4 pillars, which is what I've drawn there. These 4 circles being the pillars that support the ceiling, and the ceiling is about 10 feet high. The walls seem to be of loose mortared stone, and the place is dusty and clearly abandoned, and has been exposed to the elements for years. What would you like to do?
Binwin's time to shine.
Would you like to make a perception check since you're in the lead?
Yes, I would like to make a perception check.
Let's
for leading me into that.
So our position here is important.
It kind of is. It sort of is a cue to me to let me know who's in the lead, who's going to be the first to
Do whatever.
Yeah. I mean, there are situations where, I mean, obviously in the case of a dire owl situation, I mean, it may be that we want me to actually take up the back so that you don't, because I mean, the clothy concept exists here too.
Oh, okay. So I'm wearing cloth. I'm a wuss.
Yeah, like for instance, let's say that the stairs were a trap and they collapsed into a slide that then deposited you into a pit of acid at the bottom.
Into the waiting mouth of a huge
I would
creature.
know based on your marching order that the
That's
fighter
possible?
was the first one to
Dang.
fall in. Fortunately, that's
Okay.
not true.
Well, I rolled an 11, and with my perception
bonus.
modifier, that is a 13.
Okay. This room seems to be empty, devoid of
Are
occupants.
you making this up as you go?
I have an adventure with information here that
Okay.
that sort of gives me a clue of what lies ahead.
It's general info, but he probably didn't have specifics about bones and teeth and.
Okay.
Well, listen. It's clearly safe to move forward, so
Yeah,
I'm
there's
ready.
nothing here.
I'm ready to enter in.
Okay.
So
Move your figure where you like.
I'm gonna move.
Okay, stop.
Okay.
So how far can he move? Like, was that his turn? I don't understand what's happening.
Well, since we're not in
We're not in
combat.
combat yet, so you can just sort of move wherever you want.
Yeah, and then he'll stop me when something happens.
So when you get there, you guys on the stairs see him moving cautiously through the room, and then he disappears through the floor.
No, fuck.
And
Jim
you
leaves.
see this big billowing pile of dust and what appears to be a stone-colored piece of canvas sort of collapse all around him as he plunges into a pit.
Nice job, Bidwin.
It's Binwin.
But he's like wrapped up in Binwin!
Bidwin! Jim doesn't like this.
And the dwarf makes some sort of noise like,
Oh!
ah! As pieces of timber and other things fall on top of his head.
But it's a hard sound, not a soft, wet sound like it's full of spikes.
Well, he's in armor, so it's this sort of clattering, crunching noise.
I found a trap.
It's safe now.
Jim
My-
never liked Bidwin.
My fall into holes skill has
All right.
served me well.
You take some damage falling into this 10-foot deep pit,
Oh,
and you basically land prone on your face.
oh, yikes!
I start to consider the positions open ad I'm going to post.
You take 5 points of damage.
What's
and you
31
make a
minus
great deal
5?
of noise.
You
20.
have to do math?
26.
Thank you.
Some math.
You did not tell me there would be math.
It's a very reasonable amount of math.
And then almost immediately you feel small creatures crawling all over your body. And they sort of make sounds like...
That's incredible. I use my dungeon.
Rat
I think they're rats. Okay.
and you guys hear it too, as you just sort of stare agog in the middle of the room and see this dust cloud where the dwarf used to be. Now we are in a combat situation. I would like everyone to roll initiative. This is how we determine who goes first. And as always, it's a d20 roll.
So do I have something
do.
I'm supposed
You
to
have an
modify?
initiative bonus
I'll
on
show
the
you.
front side of your sheet.
Oh, 6.
There you go.
So I had plus 6 to whatever I rolled.
You do. How did Jim do?
Jim rolled a 15 with his modifier.
All right. And how did Omen do?
We're looking at an 18. That's a natural 18.
And Binwin?
Binwin did 11.
Okay.
Don't you have a modifier to your 18?
I don't.
Binwin, you realize as you sort of look up and adjust your helmet so it's facing forward again, that the bottom of that rats, normal-sized rats, but a swarm of them have basically seeped into the bottom of the pit through cracks in the walls after you landed in here, and they are biting and gnawing on you feverishly. The first to go, however, is Omen.
Okay, so how deep are we talking about here? 1, 2... I can move 6, right?
That is your move, I believe. Your speed. Yeah, when you get to the edge and you look down over the pit, you see him lying face down and this swarm of black, furry creatures over top of him.
Jeez.
Do you have any dispel rats in your cleric arsenal? How does your god feel about rats? Maybe a quick prayer?
Yeah, I'll send her a memo. I'll try to get some info.
This is creepy because it's not like one big target I can hit. These are multiple...
Yeah, Rat Swarm is a monster, so you can fight it.
Oh, okay. As if it were one creature?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So it's about 10 feet down?
It's 10 feet down.
Okay. Well, it's a matter of do you want out?
I also need you to make a perception check.
Yeah. Do you want out or do you want me to come down?
Why is he rolling a perception check?
Because he may notice something
There's a reason
else.
to be scared.
Yes.
We're looking at an 11.
You are so just focused on the dwarf, you're not really paying attention to anything.
Hopefully you will get it.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
When you just now suggested him to make a perception check, is that something that if we were better D&Ders we would know and you're just helping us out, or...
No, not necessarily. There are things that I know about the encounter that you don't, and it's sort of my job to...
But a good D&D player wouldn't have been like, okay, hold on, I want to roll a perception check.
It's possible. If you suspected that there was more to this trap than met the eye, you might be inclined to
So
say
we need to be thinking about things like that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I probably
Trips
should have made a
and traps.
perception check before I walked into a big open room that was empty.
Would he have caught the trap if he'd done that, possibly?
Possibly, yes.
Possibly.
He would have noticed that there was a piece of canvas, stone-colored, lying down on the floor.
Depends on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All
All right. So you didn't notice anything untoward. I'm sorry to interrupt your action. What would you like to do?
No, it's no problem. Hey, so there are it's a swarm of rats.
So you know some things about swarms.
Yeah.
And this is a little insight into some 4th edition mechanics here. Swarms, because of their sort of constituent nature, take half damage from melee and ranged attacks, basically weapon attacks.
Oh, I see. But magic
They are
attacks.
very vulnerable to area and close effect attacks that basically spread out in an area. Wizards have a lot of area and close effect powers, and clerics probably have a few too, although I don't know what your specific power selection is.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, most of it, I'm here to tell you, most of it is not area effect.
No.
Jim would love a shot at these rats.
Well, and you're gonna get it.
You're gonna... I'm counting on you, Jim.
Momentarily, in fact.
Here. Well, I'm gonna hurl a length of rope down the hole.
Good call.
How do you do that?
He has rope in his inventory.
Basically, he is going.
Oh, we have inventory?
You are going to spend a minor action to.
Okay, so here's the things you have. These are weapons.
Okay.
And here these are awesome things that you have in your bag. So I hurl
So
that
you,
rope down.
You spend a minor action to take the rope out.
Exactly.
And then
My
your
standard action,
standard action
throw it
to
down.
lower it down. Done.
Wait, so he didn't have to roll to do that?
No. Some actions are so
If I tried
mundane.
if I had tried to lasso Binwin, maybe we could see about a roll.
right.
But that's for him to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just throws the rope down.
Yeah. You have the. If you want to hold on to the rope, that's fine.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
I'm waiting for him to
Done.
get his action.
Okay.
Maybe I'll be able to get him out.
Jim, you're up.
Jim would like to cast Scorching Burst into the hole.
Okay.
Well, you have to...
So the first thing you want to do is move your dude up to
So
the
I
edge of
have
the pit.
a move.
You do, and your speed. Where's your
6
speed?
squares.
There you go.
Now he counts as I can't.
You can't end your move in the same square as a buddy.
But you can move through them.
Yeah,
I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So now I'm also next to the.
Yeah. Or
I would.
Or you could even go diagonally if you wanted to.
Oh, you can move back.
Yeah, for free.
Well, it costs you 1.
Yeah.
I would like to do a perception check.
Okay. By all means.
What are you looking for?
Trouble.
I'm just listen. Jim wants to make sure everything's kosher. Jim rolls a 15 plus 1. That's 16.
That's awesome.
What does Jim see?
He sees a very unhappy dwarf crawling with rats. You also see that this passageway seems to continue on for about 20 feet, this one for about 20 feet, this one for about 20 feet. You don't see anything down those passageways currently. They're just sort of dark and ominous.
Okay.
You also notice that it suddenly occurs to you that you guys probably should, once you get the dwarf out of here, light something like a torch or a lantern, because you had the light of the moon
outside
out here, and it's actually, some of it's actually coming down through the staircase. But once you start going into these areas here, you're going to need another light source.
Okay.
Would you like to make an attack against the swarm?
Yes, Jim would like to cast Scorching Burst. A vertical
Excellent.
column of golden flames burns all within.
Splendid.
Including the hempen rope that my friend is just...
Jim's not worried about it.
You can exclude the rope.
you have rope too, so
Okay. Now, you have some statistics there that will help you determine what you need to do next. Under attack, it tells you what you add to your d20 roll.
+4 versus reflex? What does that mean?
so you don't worry
Excellent
about that.
question.
You don't worry about the reflex.
In D&D, all creatures, including you guys, have 4 defenses. Armor class, which most weapon attacks target your armor class.
Okay.
Your physical armor.
It's like
Yeah.
my cloth.
Yeah, essentially your cloth armor. And then you have 3 other defenses. One is called Fortitude Defense, which is usually attacked by things like poisons to your system.
Okay.
Reflex Defense, which represents your ability to sort of dodge and weave out of the way.
Okay.
And Will Defense, which are attacks against your mind. This particular attack is against the rat's Will Defense.
Versus
Or
the
rat's
rat's
form,
reflex.
reflex Defense.
That's right.
So roll your d20 and add 4, and I will compare... Oh,
Fuck
wow.
yeah!
What the hell?
Nice
I'm
roll.
super good at D&D.
So this is a special case. This is an opportunity to talk about criticals, I guess.
I rolled
Yes.
a natural 20.
That is an automatic critical hit, which means you do automatically maximum damage.
And the
So you
rats
don't even have
can't
to
get
roll.
away? They don't even have to roll a
they're-
reflex?
You hit the reflex automatically.
Yeah.
Oh, because they couldn't beat that.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
their reflex defense is 14.
Usually they don't tell you.
I told you the dark magics.
I
We, as a family,
I
we
will
have
never
fucked
doubt.
around.
Listen,
You haven't partied. You haven't
my
adventured
thing
with the
said
dark magic
that I'm
before,
dependable, but this is...
You see this sort of scorching blast of fire all around you, and miraculously, not a single flame even touches you. So the rats
man.
scream
So
in
that
pain.
isn't a concern
What's that?
anymore? Friends in the area of effect?
They could be, but
Not
because
with a
because
natural
the
20.
swarm, because the swarm is not entirely just on top of him, but sort of all around him.
Yeah.
He can redirect the attack so it doesn't just engulf him.
Do I have to roll for my damage now?
You would normally, but because you rolled a critical hit,
It's
you
full.
just do maximum. So it's as if you had rolled maximum on the dice. So what's your damage say?
My damage is 1d6 plus 4 fire damage.
So normally you would roll a d6 and you would add 4 to the result. So you would,
But because I rolled a 20 previously,
You
You
just
roll
do
the
maximum.
highest number on
I
the
get
dice.
10.
10 points of damage. Yep. And they take it all. Not only that,
Take it, rats!
but swarms are vulnerable to that type of attack, so they take an extra 5 on top of it, so they take 15.
Specifically,
Wow.
AoE.
Specifically, close and area attacks.
You roasted him. You saved my bacon.
So congratulations, you caused these rats to scream. And then next, well, normally Binwin would go next. Unfortunately, there is another figure here that none of you have noticed.
Oh shit! So these are these failed rolls. These are the wages
This
of
is what
rolls.
happens when you don't roll
Good perception.
check. No fault of yours. These guys are really good at hiding themselves.
What's up?
Your little dude here.
Uh-oh.
So
How do we know you're not cheating back behind that?
Not
We
much.
You don't. You have to trust it.
oh,
Yep.
see, it's just a little goblin.
Yeah, everything's perfect. That wouldn't be perfect. Everything is perfect. Everything's perfect. Yeah, 15, 20. Which I would say Ryan. strangely enough. Just because, well, I don't know, since Zane sent the text to everybody, he might wait. My text message. Nope. Played a wizard card game called something like Epic Battles of Wizards. I mean, it was like this really long and funny name. It's a card game you play, and everybody's their own wizard. And like whoever wizard you are doesn't matter. Everybody's the same. It's just different names. And you draw cards, and there's a source card, a quality card, and then like a detonation card or something. You put all three together to make the spell. It's really fun. We played that Saturday, and then we played 3 games of Elder Sign, I think. Yeah, have you played Elder Sign? It's like Arkham Horror, only it's like Arkham Horror is a city, then Eldritch Horror is the world, and then Elder Sign is you don't use a board, you use like cards and dice. It's a more simplified version. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yep, same characters. That's a little bit different though. Like when you get to like instead of like saying, okay, I'm going to this place, you have 6 cards that start off, and the dice, you use all 6-sided dice, and they have either a magnifying glass on it. The dice has, I think, 3 magnifying glass spots, 1 skull, 1 scroll, and 1 terror symbol. And you get 6 die, and then you have to roll in order. Like to one place might have 3 hourglasses as the first thing, 1 skull as the second, and 2 scrolls as the third. And you have to roll all 6 dice and go in order.
At all cost, be prevented access to our world. It's likely I will be branded as one unhinged for what I am about.
The huge number of possible locations means investigators will seldom face the same set of mysteries twice. To resolve an adventure, players must...
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we started with Yig and we lost. And then we did Yog Soroth and we lost. And then we did, I can't remember what his real name is, but I think he's like I don't know what they called him. He's basically like a oblivious to so much. He's really strong, but like if he wakes up, you die. There's no fighting him. But there's very little to him because he's like sleeps. He's like a heavy sleeper, I guess, basically. So there's not much to him. Yeah, the second game we just kept getting the Doom tracker tokens just went up stupid, and we just were horrible rolls. And then I was kicking ass the second game, just kicking ass. I had like 12 or 13 points total trophy points and like 6 or 7 individual trophies. And I was going to go to like the neutral spot to turn in a few trophies or roll to basically get like a gun or something, so I have an extra yellow or red die. And there was like, oh no, wasting time, just go do it. So I went there and died. Yeah, that's why I said it's like it's my own fault. What's up, man?
What's up?
Yeah, the third game, we just crushed it. I mean, we made all of our rolls. So obviously you can tell we played 3 games of Elder Sign, so it's much quicker than Arkham Horror. I like it as much. I'm always good for, playing a good long game. So it wouldn't bother me either way. Then have you played Eldritch Horror? The one where it's Arkham Horror, but it's like the entire world map? That's really good too. Yeah, I mean, Joe and Casey are just freaking just crazy gamers, It's like every new game that comes out they get, so...
It's posted on the site. Some guy took our picture and posted on the site for that Renaissance Festival. Yeah, I went on the site because I knew people were taking pictures of us there, so I thought we might find some of them since obviously we couldn't take many pictures of ourselves. And yeah, there was a group of pictures and it said plus, I don't remember what it was, like plus 3 more, plus 18 or whatever. So I clicked on it, looked through it, and I was like, yes, we're famous.
You are great.
It was a pretty good pick, though.
Well, let's not get crazy. It was all right.
It was fantastic. Did you see that T-shirt? That I think is my favorite one so far. All those D&D ones that pop up on Facebook, and it said something like, "No, that's a good one too." But no, this one was like, it showed a D20, and it's like D&D, a game where a 5-hour journey takes 3 minutes, but a 3-minute battle takes 5 hours. I thought it was pretty funny.
That's correct, sir.
Yeah, that's correct. So where's Ryan? Late as always.
Probably poop.
Where's your woman?
She is probably struggling with getting the kids put up.
Oh, this tastes just as bad as I thought it would. But I had to try it. It's Gatorade, and it's the flavor cucumber lime.
Why would you do that?
Because I had to.
cucumber lime. Yep, it's official. You're gay.
You're gay.
I know you.
You drink cucumber lime Gatorade.
I keep wanting to post that to Aaron and stuff. You know how I know you're gay? Because you keep taking pictures of flowers.
Selfie flowers.
Don't say that. It's like, are you gay because it was a choice, or are you gay because you burned through all the women in the vicinity?
There aren't any women left.
Right.
Started.
Get one more in.
One more what in?
One more player.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we can wait. I mean, if Zane gets here and Ryan still isn't here, then we'll start. I mean, because there's no telling how long Heidi will be.
Have you text Ryan or anything?
I have not. No.
Jimmy?
I think Ryan's text went to I think Zane's text went to everybody.
I didn't get his text from Zane.
No, he just sent it to,
I guess I'm not,
Jimmy and I.
Not everybody. Yeah, see?
Yeah, I'll text Ryan.
Get your webcam.
I know, right?
I thought about it today, but I mean, do I really need one?
Yes.
Yeah. It makes it feel more like tabletop. We all see each other, which is kind of the whole point.
There has been a possible delay to my...
You have no heart.
I have no heart, apparently. No, we met with the cardiac surgeon at my... They were all moderate level. My general health thinks that the longer better, especially since I'm instead of have to end up having another. Hey, Ryan's here. What's up, man?
Why would you need to replace the pig parts?
They have to replace my entire aorta. I have aneurysm. It's enlarged, and there's a chance that eventually have to retire. Hi, honey.
Hello, darling.
Right.
How'd it go?
But I'm saying when you get the pig upgrade, why do they have to replace those after so many years?
Oh, because they don't
They
last
wear
forever.
out. It's not his own tissue, so his body's not maintaining it like he would his own tissue.
That makes sense. So why don't you go with the bionics?
Because with the bionics, I have to be special, basically, for the rest of my life.
A blood thinner.
Other thing. Basically, I opted. But I'm hoping time will pass to where I'll be.
Or nanobots.
Or nanobots.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. And
And the blood thinner does not make you penis lumps. Just don't worry about that.
It's not
What's
that.
the name?
Just
What's the name of the blood thinner?
Coumadin, warfarin.
Yeah, my dad takes Coumadin.
It's basically rat poison. That's what it came from. But he'd have to be tested every week and adjust the dosage every week. And like he couldn't eat. This wouldn't affect most people, but he wouldn't be able to eat any leafy greens or things like that.
Because the vitamin K will increase or thicken the blood again.
Right.
Yeah, the Coumadin. I mean, you get a cat scratch, and that son of a bitch will bleed like you got shot.
Right. And the flip side of it is that if he gets a clot, I mean, he's in an increased rate of clotting, so he could die of a blood clot instead of this other stuff. So, good times.
Yeah, right. Technology.
Opting for either that, or if they can take some of my stem cells and.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, will a pig arrow to make you taste like bacon?
I don't want to comment on that.
Yuck.
Can I tell you you've got a pretty mouth?
So Zane is going to be a little bit late. He'll probably be here in 5 or 10. So we can go ahead and get started. Jump in.
I thought I was going to be the late one.
You're late also. Not the
Yes.
one.
Yeah. So we're going to start out at the watermill. You guys escaped, traveled down along
How
west
some
of town.
fuckers know we were coming out there?
That's a good question. Then the noise that you made, since the lock wasn't. So when you approach the watermill side of
And
it,
they could have just been standing there when we came out. I mean, it wasn't even that they were necessarily waiting for us, was it?
No, I don't think so. Somebody's a rat.
seemed like that they attacked as soon as someone stuck their head.
Okay.
So they were at least prepared enough to have their weapons out and
rat.
Big fucking rat. Big. So when you get within view of the mill, it's about 500 center key. You can see that there are some raiders outside of front, seem setting fires, trying to set the mill, basically. And everyone to either a wisdom insight or
Ooh, I get to roll something that I'm good at.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, you said intuition or what?
insight.
Insight.
Oh, sorry, insight. Okay, performance.
I got a 22 insight.
What are you playing? What are you playing?
Hey, who is that behind James?
Hey, Gwen.
What's up, Gwen?
Hola.
I was just looking at pictures of you when you were on.
No. He has a game or two. He just went out when other people jumped on him for that goal later.
Who's Skoal?
That's fine.
Uncle Lunchbox.
So, Jimmy, you got a 22.
Yep.
Ryan, what'd you?
Hang on a second. It's being a penis.
He's not insightful. And we lost James.
I'm very damned.
I
sucked at it.
I
I had my head so far up my ass I didn't even know we were doing anything. Oh.
That's why I didn't answer it. What did you say, insight or what?
Insight or
performance.
Insight with an I, not an E. Where's my freaking dice at?
I got 20.
Did you turn your camera off on purpose, or are you having problems?
I can still see him.
Yeah.
Oh, you can? I can't see him.
It's just the system. It should all catch up eventually. Like I lost Alan.
There you are.
Yeah, I can still see him. And he's turning robotic.
Yeah, you're lagging pretty hard, James.
I know it's me.
Hey, Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato.
So you see, at least on the outside of the mill, you see six cultists peering around. They have not seen you.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Well, let's try to knock as many down as we can from range from the first place. I'm out of heal spells, so try not to get whacked.
Almost anywhere except for the admin powers, so quit buttering me up.
Do they know we're there yet?
No, they have not seen you.
Why can't I see our map? Our big map.
Go into the journal, and it's under the handouts.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
And if you want to, you can click the
What's up, Zane?
the button to make it pop out, and then you can minimize that, so you can just bring it up whenever you want to.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I'm trying to, because I'm not seeing us on the map, so I don't know where we are in relation to anything.
I haven't
Where are
opened
we
up.
right now?
I haven't opened up the battle map. Now we're still.
Okay. That would be why I can't see it.
Dinin, we've moved to within sight of the water mill. There are 6 cultists milling around out front. They're trying to set fire to stuff. And they haven't seen us yet.
Is there any cover near the mill?
Actually, it's to
Never yeah.
Batman? I don't know what Batman is.
No, we gotta go to that map, not this map.
Bat map?
Batman.
Batman.
That map.
Bat map.
I was gonna go more with the Dora Explorer. That map.
Ouch. No. Now you've got, the map song in my head. I hate you.
So right now, you're all about right here.
Not seeing anything of black. Hold on.
It's very dark where we are.
Yeah. All I got is blackness.
What's that got us? What's that mean?
Maybe it's still
Yeah.
fog of war.
Yeah, I think it's still loading.
Anyway, is there any cover near the mill?
Map comes up for you. See exactly like that.
Oh, it'll tell me. Okay. I'd like to sneak up and stab some people.
Well, we probably
It's been that
approached
kind of
from
day.
the creek, didn't we?
Yeah, you're approaching from the front of the mill is all just open. So, other
Should
than
we
circling,
scope it out around it?
let's say you could approach from behind the mill and then circle around the building. something like.
I don't know how you guys usually do things, but I would kind of want to look and see.
I was gonna say, do we see anything that? So we see the guys that are setting fire to the mill. Outside of that, do we see anybody else milling around the other side? Because what I'd like to do is send Aspasia and somebody else around the backside, so coming behind them, and the rest of us can attack from the front.
It still hasn't loaded, so
there's an issue.
Maybe fall.
Should I refresh or something?
What's up, everybody? Hi.
Hi.
What the hell are you eating, James? French fries?
No, just cheese puffs.
Oh, cheese.
So it's a black screen for everyone.
Yes.
Yep. Well, it is a screen void of color.
I don't work for that.
Why does it have to be a black thing? Oh, load it.
Yeah, well, no, that's the same one we had.
But you're seeing stuff now, back on the desktop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tabletop, tier company, and the map.
You know what? I know what it is. Sorry.
You were sending us to that porn site again, weren't you?
I was. I was. No, it's because you didn't have any token that you.
I was really expecting you to lean back and drop one right there. Hang on, Martha, I gotta hold on to the table.
So they were talking about having The Rock play Jack Burt.
Okay.
Dublin. I disagree.
Well, everybody disagrees.
Nobody hasn't seen much thought in their freaking
I don't disagree with The Rock. I disagree with the fact they're redoing Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, but you should disagree with The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
I like The Rock.
Jack
I
Burton
just think
is
he's
not
not a good Jack Bird.
The fuck.
Completely agree. I completely agree, but they don't need to touch perfection, man. Can you, Matt? Do you remember the point when he reaches down to grab his knife out of his boot and he throws it and he comes running off, and he comes back and he's like, "Aha!" And they're all dead or done. That's only Kurt Russell can do that.
Yeah. Certainly not Dwayne Johnson.
Or when he goes through his spiel and then they're like, he's surprised when they go, "Who? Jack Burton." Me.
Yeah.
It's just that whole, "Oh, really? You honestly haven't heard of me?" How disappointing. But,
So can
you put the bad guys on the map?
Yeah. So real quick, where I just moved to, is this where the bad guys are? Like,
Bad guys
where
are all loitering. Actually, another map that's the actual map. This is just.
Okay. Okay.
Bad guys are about that.
Okay. Well, I think we send Aspasia over, and whomever wants to go with it, just follow the creek line around. Or actually, we can all do that.
I say we send her in there topless.
We can all go. We can all go to about.
She runs past, and then we bull rush them.
All right, man. We all go to about here. See what's on this other side. If it's clear, then we can come back and we can attack from this side, and Aspasia, somebody else can come around behind over here. That's the plan.
If we were all using hand-to-hand, we could split and come around both sides, but if we're shooting stuff, nah.
I think we want to get their attention first for you, so then you can come in behind them and cut a couple of them down before they can go and hit them.
Sounds good.
Like I said, watch how you're getting hit, because I'm out of heal spells.
Yeah.
James and message I sent you.
What? Oh.
That message that I sent.
Zane, what was that?
That was the dice, my chainmail dice bag that Jimmy gave me.
It looked like a chainmail codpiece. I wasn't going to ask any questions, but I figured, you know what, why not ask? Okay, cool.
I got the
bag.
Yep.
It's a bag.
Awesome.
It's a chainmail cocksock.
Whatever keeps you warm. Yep.
Okay, so
Noticing
Aspasia
this.
and who wants to approach? Is it going to be everyone? A couple of people.
No, just Aspasia and somebody to help her out.
Did Jimmy and I get the same message?
Yeah,
No.
because of our insights, right? Insight checks.
Succeeded.
Yeah, I mean, seeing this, I'm obviously going to say something about it, right?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Oh, I wasn't in there. All right, to the group, I say that's strange. The raiders. It seems like the fires are making her just for show. If there's only a few fires burning around the building, but they could easily be extinguished. They're not trying to burn the mill down.
They could be trying to draw us in.
They're waiting for the dragon to come and they're going to explode it on us.
How many raiders are out there?
6.
Approximately. Like 6? Is there like an open mill door?
At the angle that you're at, you cannot see the.
Sorry.
All right, well,
maybe
I'm going to send my familiar in before we do anything.
Okay. You have a familiar?
And I'm going to concentrate to see through his eyes. Just scout around it and see if I
What are
can
you
see
trying to
anything.
see?
Just
To
see
see
if
if there are
there's
people
more of
inside.
them.
See if there's an ambush on the inside.
Yeah.
What about
you never seen the movies where a bunch of guys are hiding on the inside?
Like
And then what about while he's sending a familiar in, why don't we send Aspasia into the trees directly behind it? So there's nobody in the trees that can come rushing out too.
Okay.
All right, go at the same time. As soon as the owl flies off and she heads across the creek, I'm going to turn to Skoal and say, maybe you were right about a rat, an informant. On the way here, Skoal had made mention about it being odd that they were seemed to be waiting for us to pop out of that tunnel. And now these guys, it seems that they aren't really trying to burn the thing down for real. Like maybe they're trying to bait us here.
But I agree that sure seems like that, but who and why, I wonder.
Maybe someone is
Well-
just simply trying to take out companies.
We need to capture somebody so we can start asking some questions.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I got that down here. Prisoner Temple Mill. That's our.
Gotcha. That's our grocery list.
All right, so we'll shut up. We'll shut up now and let Paul run it and tell Aspasia and Magus what they find because we talk too much.
Was that me or did I miss part of that conversation with the lag? I'm sorry, I did.
No, you didn't miss
You
anything.
didn't miss that, did you? You didn't miss anything other than us speculating.
Send, what is your owl's name, by the way?
No, I
And
haven't.
color.
Dude,
Pookie.
Bo.
Ubo?
Send your owl off who was
Ubo,
hanging out in an
wait.
white tree. Concentrate, see through it. Eyes. Circles completely around the mill. Back. And sees no one else on the outside of the mill. And Aspasia see basically a similar. I mean, you can't see the front, but you can see it's like that tires set by someone who seems like they down.
And there's nobody in the trees, obviously, because she just saw that.
Okay.
There is general activity town itself, but it's just the same stuff since you've heard.
And what about the building that's just to the south of where we're at right now?
Activity. side.
And can Aspasia see over here? Anything out of the ordinary in this direction?
No. See anything?
Well, we drop about 100 or
Right.
2 meters back and start dropping the mortars in.
Get to the temple.
Let's do our. Let's just go ahead and go.
Papa.
I missed that.
Hold on. The only as everybody comes back and Magus tells us what he saw, and Aspasia tells us what she sees. Do we, looking at the mill, is there any way, any loose boards, any way we can, that as she and somebody that's coming around can look into the mill and see it, while we're moving to skirt it?
It's possible. I mean, it's not, it's a wood, so it's bound to be gaps and things. That if you try to climb the side of the second floor.
Should be able to do that.
All right.
I would like to do that.
So let's figure out, I agree, let's figure out who's going with her, and then we'll figure out a timetable. She can climb the, so we can move the group up to here. She can climb it on this side. If there's no oh shits, we can get down, then we can go over here. And then the rest of the guys can hang out until, for a minute it counts as 60 or 120 or whatever, then attack. Jimmy, does Thanos feel okay going with her? Or do you want me to go with her?
Why would anybody go with her?
Yeah.
If she turns that corner and there's 5 guys sitting over here, we'd like to know about that.
I'm being sneaky though. I'm a sneaky peeker.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a thief, I wouldn't want you guys fucking.
Yeah, well, it's always good to have a battle buddy.
Yeah, and how many times as a thief did you go off and get your ass cut off? That's what I'm worried about.
Not as many as Johnny.
Well,
You need a battle buddy. You need a swim buddy. He's right.
Okay.
even if a battle buddy hanging back.
If you want me to go with her, I'll go with
Be my
her.
buddy.
What's your stealth skill, Jimmy?
Nothing. I'm not trained in stealth. I'll get a +2.
Okay. I'll go with her.
I got a dexterity +4.
I'm gonna.
I got an 18 on it.
I'll stay. Yeah, we need you to make them run at you, dummy. Can't have you go. You're our only fighter.
Well, thank you.
Okay. So while she's climbing, I'll stay in the water.
I don't have to be bullheaded about it or anything.
So move your guy up a little bit. Go ahead, Stage.
So what do I roll?
You approach. Look. Second floor.
The first floor first and the second floor second. Sounds reasonable to me.
Nice.
Don't need to make a roll. Obviously. See what looks like sort of actually still the simple rectangular about 40 hatched exterior. So actually happens.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hey.
I popped something out. Hold on. Okay, now I can see. Go ahead.
About right there.
Okay.
So what is it?
Window.
Okay.
Inside the main is dominated by massive stone by the water stream. Still turf. Still going. And you don't see.
And I can visualize pretty much the entire area, including the office?
Yes. Actually.
Okay.
Ah!
Okay.
Outright.
Okay. Okay.
See a set of stairs going to the second floor.
All right. And what's that stuff piled up in the corner?
Just sacks of.
Okay.
Assuming that you extinguish.
Is that what that little red dot is? Okay. Then shall we check floor 2?
That you will have to make.
Certainly. It will let me.
I'm right there with it. Actually, oh, you know what? I'm going to save you the second floor.
Okay.
What about cracks in the floor?
Yeah, any big gaping holes?
Hey, now.
No, actually, it's pretty solidly gaps in the gutters, but themselves.
Sorry, I was about to lose power. Okay. So what's happening? Am I peeking? Or do I have to go in?
Well, there's, like I said, there are no windows on the second floor. See it even.
No rotting wood or...
It's well made.
Okay. A well-maintained mill. Damn it. All right. So what say you guys? Shall I go in and go up the stairs and look? All sneaky like?
Hey, Dinin, can
There's stairs right there that she can go up?
On the inside,
I'm
yes.
right next to them. Yeah, I have to go inside. I mean, can I listen to see if I hear anything that sounds like noise up there?
And chances are, though, the only...
Good point. Also, chances are that's all they would hear.
Yeah. Yeah, but make it fucking snappy, because if you're in there, well, and I'll listen, see if I hear battle sounds.
Okay.
What are the six cultists doing? They're still just milling about the front?
Yes, the
Looking
positions.
like they're waiting for something.
Yeah, they haven't changed. They're moving about like they're stacking straw, sort of lackadaisical.
Look busy.
Okay. So what do I need to roll at this point?
What are you going
to
to try to
sneak
do?
upstairs?
Oh, we have to get inside
I'm
the
going
mill.
to try to... Okay. Aren't I next to the entrance or not?
There is a window, but the window shut. There are shutters.
Okay.
So... so you could try to open shutters on the...
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. Shutters.
Great.
Yay!
But they make a horrible feed.
How about the
Fortunately,
window
they were
itself?
trapped. I'm kidding. So you're going to crawl inside?
After having stuck my head in, yeah. Wait, isn't that window how I was looking in?
Yes, it's the same window.
So wouldn't the shutters already be open?
No, you were looking through gaps in the wood.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. right, yeah. So I sneak in, and then I go up, and I listen, and then I go up the stairs.
Dinin, what are you going to do? You following her?
No, I'm going to stay outside by the window. Oh, shit.
So the rest of you guys in the see climb in through. And make a stealth check.
Alrighty then.
Uh-oh.
Roll high. Is she rolling or is she letting the computer roll?
I'm going to let the computer roll.
Oh, big mistake.
It didn't do well when I used the dice last time at all.
Doesn't have the mojo.
That was my dice that you were using, so that means.
That's true. Maybe mine are better. All right, 23.
Nice.
That's better. So you cautiously tip the stairs and around the sea. This.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like 6 of them, just a little bit. 5 of them are sort of.
You can see it, but I can't see until I come around the corner. So am I coming around the corner?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
I'm in the dark until. Okay, thanks. Okay, so 6 of them. 6 of what are they? One cultist and what are the other guys?
6 humans. 5 are just a little bit. They're a little bit more than the who is battered room. And they're all carrying spears, sort of hiding down hole. It's down to the seem to be like they're hiding by down and
I bet I know what they're waiting for. Oh, wait, I can't talk. I'm not there yet.
Right. Okay, so I think, knowing full well that I can't take all 6 of them, I hightail it back down in a very stealthy, quiet way and let Dinin know what's going on.
And then if we can go back to, then we'll go back to the group and tell them what we saw, and we'll come up with a plan.
Yep.
And I don't think our plan, we got to save the mill, and I don't think our plan's going to change much. I don't think it varies much.
No. Kill them and...
I think we still have Skoal attack from Skoal and, well.
How hard would it be for
now we know. So we can everybody. We can have everybody but Aspasia come in from the southeast. Aspasia can still go around the mill, and then when the time's right, she can come in from the backside.
And
Aspasia's going to get her sneak attack damage as long as there is a friend within 5 feet of the target that she's attacking. She can do that once per turn. So she doesn't necessarily have to be sneaking like a backstab. It's a sneak attack.
No, but she was the one that wanted to sneak attack, and it's probably a good idea to hammer them. I think that's a great point, though. But that's only if she's either got to be within hand combat or she's shooting a missile, right?
Right.
Right. Okay.
Basically, you get sneak attack if attacking that was someone else.
Okay, if they're not paying attention.
Right, because we're keeping them busy.
Okay.
Here's a trick I use in the dojo all the time. Right? Stick your hand up to somebody's face and you fucking pop them. And the same thing happens with you as the road.
Okay.
Well, the mill obviously isn't in any danger of being destroyed, or they would have done it by now. Somebody's definitely setting this up. It's an ambush in here.
Well, what a better way to figure out who by capturing one of these guys.
Yep.
Why don't we burn the place down? Leave them in there and then burn it down.
Because we're
That's what I
supposed
was
to
thinking.
you moron.
But yeah, we can't burn it down.
Only a bull would come up with that idea.
Exactly. Burn it out of your ears.
Then why even worry about it? I mean,
let's burn it to save it.
Just remember, we only need one alive.
Because if we don't attack them soon, maybe they will decide to burn it, and then the figure will come rushing in.
Let's start the killing.
Let's kill them.
All right, so tell me exactly what you're doing.
What was the question? Me or us?
I'm guessing the stage is going back here, getting ready to come in through the back. Somebody's grabbing a hold of the bull's tail, and I'm hauling ass in there, plowing everything down as I go.
Well, I think before we do that, we step out to within this area, and we take a couple of those guys out front out with range attacks. Let Skoal stand there and wiggle his horns at them, and then see where it goes from there.
Wait, how hard would it be for all of us to sneak up to that window?
Yeah, I wondered about
away, or
the guys on the inside that aren't expecting us.
Somebody's gonna fail.
We'll start from the inside and then work our way out.
Yeah, somebody's gonna fail that, like me.
Because you're not getting up the stairs. You're acting as if we can all fit through that little itty bitty window and get up there.
I know it was little itty bitty.
Have you seen my
it's a big enough window. Everyone.
So we want to engage combat.
Sneak upstairs before
two groups at once.
We can take out 3 or 4 of these guys with a surprise attack, with a surprise initiative there. And then
we take out the guys out front first, then move in to the guys that think they're going to ambush us.
Yeah, don't walk into the ambush, but bring the ambush to us and cut their numbers down before they get to us.
So everyone put your tokens in.
When we take care of the guys outside, maybe I should go back in and up the stairs in case they're still looking down, and I can get somebody from behind just for later, maybe. Okay,
Yeah,
so we're sticking our people where we're going to fight now? Is that?
No, just pre-battle.
Like where you're going to be, fight start.
But I can't see the bad guys.
All in that red.
Well, Aspasia, you're going to be over here, right? Ready to go. That's where you're going to be.
Okay. Doink.
Hold on. Don't do that. Oh, good.
Oh, no. Oh.
That might be too far, James.
Knight on queen. Pawn on queen.
Because what I think we should do is we should walk out just enough to where anybody that we can shoot those guys to kind of wake them up. I don't want to give away a surprise initiative if we don't have to. You know what I'm saying?
If you move up there where you guys are, ain't gonna be no surprise. You're walking out and they're seeing you.
Right. I was looking at the distance.
So if they're there, I'm thinking we just step out. So, how'd you do that, James? Draw.
Oh, the measure.
How do I get rid of that?
You just draw.
There's a draw on your upper left-hand side. You got the arrow, the paint stick, the magnifying glass, and the ruler. You hit the ruler, and then left click on you, and then however far you want to go out.
Got it. But I got to get rid of the draw because I hit the wrong button.
Select it with.
Or move it around.
Whee! I think he's got a noodle out there.
So what I'm talking about is just stepping. Anybody with ranged weapons, you're staying undercover, and then we're going to step out at the same time and shoot. And then as the fight progresses.
What's this building?
That's a house.
Can we burn in?
No. Actually, wide. I'm going to switch to the battle map, but there's not the same amount of space on the side. So, where start back from that.
Oh, yeah, hello.
Ah!
Hey, I'm on there twice.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Nifty.
So, did you hear what I said
the...
about just stepping out just enough so we can get shots off at these guys? Okay.
What is this yellow wispy stuff?
Fire.
Oh, that's fire.
Fire.
Okay.
Would you say those are small fires?
They're small fires, yeah.
It still won't be faster than Aspasia.
Well, I just wasted that roll, but we'll see. Yeah, probably. All right, where do I put my initiative?
Why can't I pick me?
Is it the green?
Oh, never mind. I know why.
Why is it not rolling?
Have your selected?
Oh, I may not. Darn it. Is there a way to minimize this and then go back to it? It's annoying to have to close it and then come back and open it up again.
It's a separate window on the game screen.
You gotta make it a separate window.
We'll go behind.
I haven't been able to do that. There's a
little icon on the upper left-hand corner. It shows like 2 windows, and you click that, and it becomes its own window.
Yeah, you can pop it out.
Okay, gotcha.
Did you say you put the experience on the sheet? Because I don't see experience.
I did.
Mine says 190. How do where do I put my initiative in? In the green one?
Right there. Oh, Skoal wit.
Yeah, I wasted that 20.
Shoot straight.
And you don't have any missile weapon.
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Snot doesn't count.
Good.
That's a good one.
I don't appreciate that.
Guys, step out into the skull.
So we go right there, correct? Well, yeah, go right about there.
Fine.
While making sure that that's as far as we were supposed to go instead of like here.
Well, just understand that you're actually right at just your south position.
All right, so then that's probably about as far as out because we can still see.
We don't want them to see us. That's why we're starting them.
Yeah, you guys are basically all moving out as a group.
All right, let me see. Weapons. Longbow. +6 to hit. All right, what's his armor class? And I got a 10 with a 6 is 16. And 8-sided.
Altus, that's close to you. Like your.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I didn't even pick the color. That's just what was there.
Click on the color box. You can.
Yeah, okay. 7 + 4, 11. 11 points.
That was a good. Right through his neck, and he.
And then 50 or above, and it's still a good one.
Yes. 50.
84. Okay. I'll have to pick that one up later.
Next is Zane.
Alright, I'm going to cast Chill Touch on the cultist behind him. What's their armor class?
His armor class is.
What cat? Oh, I'm not looking at you.
Rawr, I'm a monster.
20 total is a hit.
She's looking at the board. What cat? Where's a cat?
I know. I'm like, why would he sneak a cat in there? And is the cat important? Is it a magic cat?
It's a Cheshire cat.
Hit him for 3 damage.
Same cat?
3 damage?
Yep.
What did you?
Chill touch.
Oh, the tilt. Idea. Skeleton.
The tilt touch.
Tilt touch.
Tilt
I like
touch.
the tilt
Chill touch. Chill touch.
Get up on him.
It sort of it like rakes him across his face. But
broke his nose.
Magus.
What?
Your turn.
What? Pay fuck attention. That's what.
I'm paying attention. Alright, I'm going to shoot this guy back here. Just because I can.
Nice.
With my asphalt.
Asphalt?
My fiery asphalt.
The Mexican asphalt. Mexican food.
Got that? Got that?
That guy bursts into falls scream.
Now we hurl the Molotov cocktails into the building.
Aspasia.
Okie dokie. Well, I'd like to sneak around and hit the guy close to the fire with my short bow. Yep, that guy. Can I shoot through the fire, or do I need to be around it?
You can shoot through the fire. It is not very.
Okay.
It's a midget fire.
You're gonna put it out.
Ow.
Ooh.
Oh, and you hit with a.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
6 for the.
How do I do that on here?
There's buttons. Right as a.
Oh, yep. Okay. Boink.
Toolbar. On the toolbar.
Oops. Did that do it, or am I doing? How do I do this? Like this?
Nice. You're good.
One.
Done it 3 times.
Sorry. Let me just keep hitting it.
I'm using the first roll.
Keep rolling it till you find something you like.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. Wait, what did I do?
Three extra points.
Okay.
Your arrow just went right into the back of his head. Fell forward. Right into the.
I like that.
Gonna move position. You're gonna stay where you.
I'd like to get closer to the corner without revealing myself to the rest of them. Boink. How hot is it here? Am I too hot right there?
It's a little warm there. Maybe.
Okay. Alrighty then.